Well, here we are on the set of the Merry Wives of Windsor. The camera's plugged in, so I can't show it to you until the front, until I get more battery life. But we're here. We're going to read Henry VI Part 2 today. I'll just be sitting over here. And hopefully you'll invariably hear lots of getting ready for performance noises. There we go. That looks pretty good. Let's see. I'm not even in there yet. Sit in the house here as we get started. Here we go. King Henry VI Part 2. Act 1, Scene 1. Flourish of trumpets, then hautboys, enter the King, Gloucester, Salisbury, Warwick, and Cardinal Beaufort on the other side. The Queen, Suffolk, York, Somerset, and Buckingham on the other with attendants. Ta-da! Suffolk speaks first. Well, you probably can't see me at all, can you? Yeah. Awfully sorry about that. Maybe I'll move a little bit closer to the light source. Give you a little boost. Sorry, everyone. Yes? Yes. Suffolk. As by your high imperial majesty, I had in charge at my departure from France, as procurator to your excellence, to marry Princess Margaret for your grace. So in the famous ancient city Tours, in presence of the kings of France and Sicily, the dukes of Orleans, Calabar, Bretagne, and Alençon, 7 earls, 12 barons, and 20 reverend bishops, I have performed my task and was espoused, and humbly now upon my bended knee, in sight of England and her lordly peers, deliver up my title in the Queen to your most gracious hands, that are the substance of that great shadow I did represent. The happiest gift that ever Marquis gave, the fairest Queen that ever King received. Suffolk, arise. Welcome, Queen Margaret. I can express no kinder sign of love than this kind kiss. O Lord, that lends me life, lend me a heart replete with thankfulness. For thou hast given me in this beauteous face a world of earthly blessings to my soul, if sympathy of love unite our thoughts. Great King of England and my gracious Lord, the mutual conference that my mind hath had by day, by night, waking and in my dreams, in courtly company or at my beads, with you, mine all-de-liefest sovereign, makes me the bolder to salute my king with ruder terms, such as my wit affords, and overjoy of heart doth minister. Her sight did ravish, but her grace in speech, her words yclad with wisdom's majesty, makes me from wondering fall to weeping joys. Such is the fullness of my heart's content. Lords, with one cheerful voice, welcome my love. Long live Queen Margaret, England's happiness. We thank you all. My Lord Protector, so it please your grace, here are the articles of contracted peace between our sovereign and the French King Charles, for 18 months concluded by consent. Imprimis, it is agreed between the French King Charles and William de la Pole, Marquis of Suffolk, ambassador for Henry, King of England, that the said king shall espouse the Lady Margaret, daughter unto Rainier, King of Naples, Cecilia and Jerusalem, and crown her Queen of England ere the 30th of May next ensuing. Item, the Duchy of Anjou and the County of Maine shall be released and delivered to the king, her father. Lets the paper fall. Uncle, how now? Pardon me, gracious lord, some sudden qualm hath struck me at the heart and dimmed mine eyes that I can read no further. Uncle of Winchester, I pray, read on. Item. It is further agreed between them that the Duchy of Anjou and the County of Maine shall be released and delivered to the king, her father, and she sent over of the King of England's own proper cost and charges, without having any dowry. May it please us well. Lord Marquis, kneel down. We here create thee the first Duke of Suffolk, and girt thee with the sword. Cousin of York, we here discharge your grace from being regent in the parts of France till the term of 18 months be full expired. Thanks, Uncle Winchester, Gloucester, York, Buckingham, Somerset, Salisbury, and Warwick. We thank you all for this great favor done in entertainment to my princely queen. Come, let us in, and with all speed provide to see her coronation be performed. Exeunt king, queen, and Suffolk with attendants, Gloucester stays all. Rest. Brave peers of England, pillars of the state, to you Duke Humphrey must unload his grief, to your grief, the common grief of all the land. What, did my brother Henry spend his youth, his valor, coin, and people in the wars? Did he so often lodge in open field, in winter's cold and summer's parching heat, to conquer France, his true inheritance? And did my brother Bedford toil his wits to keep by policy what Henry got? Have you yourselves, Somerset, Buckingham, brave York, Salisbury, and victorious Warwick, received deep scars in France and Normandy? Or hath mine uncle Beaufort and myself, with all the learned counsel of the realm, studied so long, sat in the council house, early and late, debating to and fro how France and Frenchmen might be kept in awe, and had his highness in his infancy crowned in Paris in despite of foes? And shall these labors and these honors die? Shall Henry's conquest, Bedford's vigilance, your deeds of war and all our counsel die? O peers of England, shameful is this league, fatal this marriage, cancelling your fame, blotting your names from books of memory, raising the characters of your renown, defacing monuments of conquered France, undoing all, as all had never been. Nephew, what means this passionate discourse, this peroration with such circumstance? For France 'tis ours, and we will keep it still. Aye, uncle, we will keep it if we can. But now it is impossible we should. Suffolk, this new-made duke that rules the roast, hath given the duchy of Anjou and Maine unto the poor King Regnier, whose large style agrees not with the leanness of his purse. Now by the death of him that died for all, these counties were the keys of Normandy. But wherefore weeps Warwick, my valiant son? For grief that they are past recovery. For were there hope to conquer them again, my sword should shed hot blood, mine eyes no tears. Anjou and Maine, myself did win them both. These provinces, these arms of mine did conquer, and are the cities that I got with wounds delivered up again with peaceful words? Mon Dieu! For Suffolk's duke, may he be suffocate, that dims the honor of this warlike isle. France should have torn and rent my very heart before I would have yielded to this league. I never read but England's kings have had large sums of gold and dowries with their wives, and our King Henry gives away his own to match with her that brings no vantages. A proper jest, I never heard before, that Suffolk should demand a whole 15th for costs and charges in transporting her. She should have stayed in France and starved in France before my Lord of Gloucester. Now ye grow too hot. It was the pleasure of my lord the king. My lord of Winchester, I know your mind. 'Tis not my speeches that you do mislike, but 'tis my presence that doth trouble ye. Rancor will out. Proud prelate, in thy face I see thy fury. If I longer stay, we shall begin our ancient bickerings. Lordings, farewell, and say when I am gone, I prophesied France will be lost ere long. So there goes our protector in a rage. 'Tis known to you he is mine enemy. Nay more, an enemy unto you all, and no great friend, I fear me, to the king. Consider, lords, he is the next of blood and heir apparent to the English crown. Had Henry got an empire by his marriage and all the wealthy kingdoms of the west, there's reason he should be displeased at it. Look to it, lords, let not his smoothing words bewitch your hearts, be wise and circumspect. What though the common people favor him, calling him Humphrey, the good Duke of Gloucester, clapping their hands and crying with loud voice, Jesu, maintain your royal excellence, with God preserve the good Duke Humphrey. I fear me, lords, for all this flattering gloss, he will be found a dangerous protector. Why should he then protect our sovereign, he being of age to govern of himself? Cousin of Somerset, join you with me, and all together with the Duke of Suffolk will quickly hoist Duke Humphrey from his seat. This weighty business will not brook delay. I'll to the Duke of Suffolk presently. Cousin of Buckingham, though Humphrey's pride and greatness of this place be grief to us, yet let us watch the haughty cardinal. His insolence is more intolerable than all the princes in this land beside. If Gloucester be displaced, he'll be protector, while thou or I, Somerset, will be protectors, despite Duke Humphrey or the cardinal. Exeunt Buckingham and Somerset. Salisbury speaks. Pride went before, ambition follows him. While these do labor for their own preferment, behooves it us to labor for the realm. I never saw but Humphrey, Duke of Gloucester, did bear him like a noble gentleman. Oft have I seen the haughty cardinal, more like a soldier than a man of the church, as stout and proud as he were lord of all, swear like a ruffian and demean himself unlike the ruler of a commonweal. Warwick, my son, the comfort of my age, thy deeds, thy plainness, and thy housekeeping hath won the greatest favour of the commons. Accepting none but good Duke Humphrey and brother York by acts in Ireland and bringing them to civil discipline, thy late exploits done in the heart of France, when thou wert regent for our sovereign, have made thee feared and honoured of the people. Join we together for the public good, in what we can to bridle and suppress the pride of Suffolk and the Cardinal, with Somerset's and Buckingham's ambition, and as we may, cherish Duke Humphrey's deeds, while they do tend the profit of the land. So God help Warwick, as he loves the land and common profit of his country. And so says Yorick, for he hath greatest cause. Then let's make haste and look unto the main. Unto the main, O father, Maine is lost. That Maine which by main force Warwick did win, and would have kept so long as breath did last. Main chance, father, you meant, but I meant Maine, which I will win from France, or else be slain. Exeunt Warwick and Salisbury. York speaks. Anjou and Maine are given to the French. Paris is lost. The state of Normandy stands on a tickle point now they are gone. Suffolk concluded on the articles. The peers agreed, and Henry was well pleased to change 2 dukedoms for a duke's fair daughter. I cannot blame them all. What is to them? 'Tis thine they gave away, and not their own. Pirates may make cheap pennyworths of their pillage, and purchase friends and give to courtesans, still revelling like lords till all be gone. While as the silly owner of the goods weeps over them, and wrings his hapless hands, and shakes his head, and trembling stands aloof, while all is shared and all is borne away, ready to starve, and dare not touch his own. So York must sit and fret and bite his tongue, while his own lands are bargained for and sold. Methinks the realms of England, France, and Ireland bear that proportion to my flesh and blood as did the fatal brand Althea burnt unto the prince's heart of Caledon. Anjou and Maine both given unto the French. Cold news for me, for I had hope of France, even as I have of fertile England's soil. A day will come when York shall claim his own, and therefore I will take the Neville's parts, and make a show of love to proud Duke Humphrey, and when I spy advantage, claim the crown, for that's the golden mark I seek to hit. Nor shall proud Lancaster usurp my right, nor hold the scepter in his childish fist, nor wear the diadem upon his head, whose church-like humours fits not for a crown. Then York, be still a while till time do serve. Watch thou and wake while others be asleep, to pry into the secrets of the state, till Henry's surfeiting in joys of love, with his new bride and England's dear-bought queen, and Humphrey with the peers be fallen at jars. Then will I raise aloft the milk-white rose, with whose sweet smell the air shall be perfumed, and in my standard bear the arms of York to grapple with the house of Lancaster, and force perforce I'll make him yield the crown, whose bookish rule hath pulled fair England down.
Oh, I